Imagine walking through life with an energy so powerful, so magnetic that it shifts a room the moment you enter. What if you could tap into a force so profound that it inspires change, attracts the right people, and fills your life with clarity, purpose, and joy? You carry within you an aura, an energy that goes beyond mere presence. Today, we're diving into 13 powerful signs that your aura is not just alive, but transformative. Stay with me, because by the end of this journey, you will see just how extraordinary you truly are and how much potential you have to shape your world. 1. People project their insecurities onto you without cause. There's a quiet, invisible truth many never talk about. Sometimes just your presence, your very energy, makes others uncomfortable. Not because of what you've said or done, but because of what you awaken in them. When your aura is powerful, it becomes a mirror. It reflects back the insecurities, fears, and hidden truths that others have buried deep inside. Without even meaning to, you become a trigger. People begin to project their unhealed wounds onto you. Suddenly, you're too confident, too much, too different. But the truth is, you're just being you. Pause for a second, take a deep breath, ask yourself, have you ever walked into a room and felt the energy shift? Have you ever noticed someone treating you with coldness you didn't earn? That's not your fault, that's your power. You see, the desire to live a life full of happiness requires more than chasing joy. It demands inner strength. And when you carry that strength openly, unapologetically, you challenge those who haven't yet found it in themselves. This isn't about being better than anyone. It's about being deeply in tune with yourself. And when you are, people who avoid their own truth can feel threatened. But you weren't made to dim your light for their comfort. Remember this, your energy is not a problem to fix. It's a gift to protect. And the more you live in alignment with your truth, the more you inspire others to do the same, even if it disturbs them at first. Stay with me, because this is just the beginning. Your aura has stories to tell and the world needs to hear them. Though you often trigger strong emotional reactions, positive or negative. There's something undeniable about you. People feel things around you, deep things, intense things. Sometimes it's admiration, other times it's discomfort, but rarely is it indifference. When your aura is powerful, your very presence stirs the emotional waters in others. You might say something simple, even kind, and yet someone reacts with defensiveness or distance. Or you may barely speak and someone feels instantly drawn to you. It's not about what you do, it's who you are. Let's refocus for a moment. Think about a time when someone got upset with you and you couldn't figure out why. Or when a stranger opened up to you with startling vulnerability. That's the power of your energy, unfiltered, magnetic, and deeply felt. This is just a coincidence. It's a sign that you carry emotional depth. People sense it. Some are uplifted by it, others feel exposed. You may unknowingly remind them of their potential or of what they haven't yet faced, and that contrast stirs something within them. You were born to feel, to connect, and to live a life that's honest and whole. And that kind of life, rich with meaning and happiness, creates ripples. Real happiness isn't just about smiling through life. It's about showing up with your full self, even when that full self makes others pause, reflect, or even react. Here's something important. You don't need to water yourself down to keep the peace. You're not too much. You're the reminder of what's possible. Some people chase a spotlight, others simply are the light. If you've ever wondered why people turn their heads when you walk into a room, or why eyes follow you even when you're saying nothing, it's not vanity, it's energy, it's presence. It's your aura doing the talking before you even open your mouth. When your aura is powerful, it creates a natural gravitational pull. You don't need to wear flashy clothes, speak loudly, or dominate the room. Your energy precedes you. People notice. They feel you before they fully see you. It's not something you perform. It's something you are. Let's pause for a moment and reflect. Have you ever felt like you were being watched even when you weren't doing anything? Have strangers ever approached you, complimented your vibe, or simply stared as if they couldn't quite figure you out? That's your energy, silently commanding attention. And here's the truth. When you live authentically, when you move through life with inner alignment, you become magnetic. You represent something rare, someone grounded, someone real. In a world of noise and performance, your presence feels like truth. That's what people are drawn to, even if they can't explain it. Living a happy, wise life isn't about being loud, it's about being real. And when you're real, people notice, not because you demand attention, but because you're embodying something they long for within themselves. This is the kind of presence that leaves people wondering, what is it about them? So take a breath and lean into it. You're not just seen, you're felt. You speak from the heart, you speak with clarity, yet somehow your words are twisted, misread, or met with silence. It's frustrating, right? When your intentions are pure, but still people don't seem to get you. This is one of the quiet signs that your aura holds deep power, because when you communicate from a place of truth, depth, and emotional clarity, it challenges the surface level thinking that so many people cling to. They're not used to someone who means what they say. They don't always know how to respond to that kind of presence. Let's take a moment to reset and reflect. Have you ever walked away from a conversation thinking, how did they misunderstand something so simple? Have you ever felt unseen, even while being completely honest? That's not a reflection of your failure, it's a reflection of your depths. When your soul is grounded and your world are rooted in real experience, some people may feel overwhelmed, not because you're wrong, but because you're clear. And clarity can be uncomfortable for those still living in confusion. But there's something powerful to remember. Being misunderstood is not a sign that you're lost. It's often a sign that you're ahead. In your journey to live a wise and joyful life, you will sometimes walk roads that others don't understand. That's okay. Happiness doesn't come from being understood by everyone. It comes from being at peace with who you truly are. So take a deep breath, ground yourself in the truth, that your clarity is a gift, not a flaw. There are strengths in being the one who speaks light into a world still learning how to listen. You speak from the heart, you speak with clarity, yet somehow your words are twisted, misread, or met with silence. It's frustrating, right? When your intentions are pure, but still people don't seem to get you. This is one of the quiet signs that your aura holds deep power, because when you communicate from a place of truth, depth, and emotional clarity, it challenges the surface level thinking that so many people cling to. They are not used to someone who means what they say. They don't always know how to respond to that kind of presence. Let's take a moment to reset and reflect. Have you ever walked away from a conversation thinking, how did they misunderstand something so simple? Have you ever felt unseen, even while being completely honest? I think that's not a reflection of your failure, it's a reflection of your depths. When your soul is grounded and your words are rooted in real experience, some people may feel overwhelmed, not because you're wrong, but because you're clear. And clarity can be uncomfortable for those still living in confusion. But here is something powerful to remember. Being misunderstood is not a sign that you're lost, it's often a sign that you're ahead. In your journey to live a wise and joyful life, you will sometimes walk roads that others don't understand. That's okay. Happiness doesn't come from being understood by everyone. It comes from being at peace with who you truly are. So take a deep breath, ground yourself in the truth that your clarity is a gift, not a flaw. You either inspire deep admiration or spark instant dislike. And often there's no middle ground. If you've ever felt like people form strong opinions about you before they even know you, that's not your imagination. That's your aura doing the work. A powerful presence doesn't allow for neutrality. It provokes something real. Some are drawn to it because it awakens something dormant within them. Hope, inspiration, courage. Others reject it because it reminds them of what they haven't yet become. And when people sense strength, authenticity, or emotional depth they haven't cultivated in themselves, it can be intimidating. Let's reset for a moment. Think about someone who loved you instantly and someone who resisted you for no clear reason. Think about how often people say, "There's just something about you." That something is your frequency. It's how deeply your energy stirs others, even when you're not trying. This isn't a weakness. It's a rare form of emotional gravity. But it does come with a cost. Not everyone will be ready for you. Some will feel exposed in your presence, even if you're simply being kind. Some will try to compete, criticize, or avoid. Or others will thank you quietly for reminding them that it's okay to be real. Living a wise, emotionally rich and happy life means you can't shrink to fit into places where your truth isn't welcome. You were not made to blend in. You were made to wake people up, sometimes gently and sometimes with a jolt. That power will either attract people who are ready or disturb those who are not. So if you feel the weight of polarizing energy around you, take heart. It's not because you're too much. It's because you're exactly what some people don't know they need yet. Keep going. As strangers open up to you, they share secrets, pain, memories, and sometimes you haven't even asked. At first, it might feel random, but over time you start to realize this keeps happening, and it's not a coincidence. When your aura is powerful, it becomes a safe space, often without saying a word. People sense that you're grounded, open, and emotionally available, even if you're going through your own storms. They feel seen around you, and in a world where most are starving to be heard, you become the oasis they didn't know they were searching for. Let's pause and reflect for a moment. How many times has someone told you, "I don't know why I'm telling you this, but..." Have you ever left a casual interaction feeling emotionally responsible for someone else's release? That's not an accident. That's your light doing silent, sacred work. Your presence gives others permission to be real, and while that's beautiful, it can also feel heavy. You become the emotional container for others, absorbing stories, wounds, and weight. But don't mistake that for a burden. It's a reflection of how deeply your spirit speaks to people, even when your mouth is quiet. You're not just living a life, you're shaping emotional experiences for others, often without effort, and that power deserves to be honored, because part of living a happy, intelligent, and meaningful life is understanding the why behind your experiences and not mistaking your gift for a flaw. So if you're the one who strangers trust within minutes, take a breath and smile. You are seen too. You hold the energy of truth, and people come to you, not because you're ordinary, but because your presence whispers something rare. It's safe to be human here. You walk into a room and you immediately sense the energy shift, the subtle undercurrents, the unspoken tension, the hidden emotions. Your intuition picks up on all of it, like a finely tuned instrument. It's almost as if the room speaks to you in ways that others can't hear. And it's not just once, it happens consistently. You're more in tune with the energy around you than most people realize. Take a moment to reflect. Have you ever walked into a room and instantly known something was off? even when no one else seemed to notice? Have you ever felt the mood of a group change before anyone spoke a word? That's your intuitive strength. Your aura is finely attuned to the invisible layers of human interaction, the emotions, the hidden motives, the unspoken stories. While most people only see what's on the surface, you can feel what's below it. This ability doesn't just make you an observer, it gives you a deeper understanding of the world and people around you. Your heightened sensitivity allows you to navigate life with greater awareness. You see the cracks in the foundation before they become visible to others. You sense the unspoken needs of your loved ones even when they haven't said a word. Living a happy and wise life isn't just about following a path. It's about being aware of the forces that influence your journey, and this heightened awareness is a gift. It allows you to steer clear of negative influences, to make choices that align with your values, and to foster deeper connections with those who matter. So if you often feel like you can read a room, embrace it. Your ability to sense energy is not something to shy away from. It's a tool that can guide you toward living a more fulfilled, authentic, and connected life. Trust your intuition. It's one of your greatest allies. People often call you intense or too much, as if your energy is overwhelming them. But what they don't understand is that your depth isn't something to apologize for. Your emotional richness, your capacity to feel isn't a flaw, it's your strength. You've learned to experience life on a level that many people shy away from. You don't just live, you feel deeply. And when you do, others feel it too. Sometimes that can make them uncomfortable. Take a moment to think about it. Have you ever been told you're too much for me or you need to tone it down? Have you ever found that people seem to pull back from you when you're being real and unapologetic yourself? That's not because you're too much, it's because your energy challenges people to confront what they've been avoiding. They don't know how to handle the fullness of your presence. You're a mirror for their own suppressed emotions, and that can be jarring. But living a wise and fulfilled life means accepting yourself in your entirety, without apology. You were not meant to blend in or shrink for the comfort of others. Your intensity is what makes you unforgettable. It's what drives you to pursue what's meaningful and real. And yes, it's what makes you stand out in a world that often prefers things to be shallow and safe. If you're constantly being told you're too much, recognize it as a sign that you're living authentically. Not everyone will understand or accept your depth, but that's okay. Your emotional authenticity is a beacon for those who are ready for it. So the next time someone tells you you're too much, take it as a compliment. You're living life to its fullest, embracing every layer, and in doing so, inspiring others to do the same. You don't need to speak to make an impact. Your silence can be as powerful as your words, sometimes even more so. You've likely noticed that when you enter a room, people seem to feel your presence before you've even said a word. You may not be trying to capture attention, but your energy fills the space, making an impression far beyond what is said. It's as if your aura speaks louder than your voice, commanding the room to pause and take notice. Pause for a moment. Have you ever walked into a gathering and felt the shift in energy without speaking a single word? Have you ever noticed how people subtly watch you when you're silent? This isn't coincidence. It's the depth of your energy that makes an impression. Your silence holds a certain weight. While others may seek to fill the space with chatter, you naturally exude a calm and grounded presence that resonates with those around you. This doesn't mean you have to remain silent all the time, but rather that you understand the power of stillness. In a world where everyone is constantly talking, striving, and performing, your calm presence offers a refreshing contrast. It invites others to pause, reflect, and perhaps even look inward. It encourages them to feel rather than just hear. Living a truly happy and wise life isn't about always speaking or being the loudest person in the room. It's about knowing when your presence alone is enough. Sometimes the greatest impact comes from being still, from allowing the space around you to absorb the quiet strength you carry. So, the next time you find yourself in silence, remember, it's not empty, it's powerful. Your presence, even in stillness, speaks volumes. Trust in that. Your energy is exactly what the world needs right now. You've likely noticed that certain people are inexplicably drawn to you. They trust you instantly, open up to you in ways they don't with others, and often seem to seek your advice even when you haven't offered it. It's as though your energy creates an unspoken invitation for connection, and once people sense that, they can't help but be pulled toward you. Pause for a moment and reflect. Have you ever found yourself in a conversation with someone, and by the end they've shared more than they intended? Have you noticed people confiding in you, even when you haven't asked for anything? This isn't a coincidence. It's a sign that your aura is radiating safety and trust. When you live a life full of wisdom and authenticity, people feel that energy, and they instinctively want to be near it. They crave the connection, the depth, and the understanding you provide. Your ability to create a safe space for others doesn't come from trying, it comes from being. When you live a life aligned with your true self, others naturally want to be in that energy. They sense that they can be vulnerable with you without judgment. Your aura emits a sense of reassurance, letting people know that they can show up as their most authentic selves without fear of rejection. You may not always have the answers, but simply by being present, you offer something incredibly powerful, the gift of being heard and understood. This is one of the greatest sources of joy and fulfillment in life, the ability to make others feel seen and validated. So, the next time someone gravitates toward you, take a moment to honor it. You are not just another person in the room, you are a safe haven. You offer the emotional connection that so many people are searching for in a world that often feels disconnected. Keep shining your light, it's exactly what the world needs. You've experienced moments when everything just seems to fall into place, even when logic would tell you otherwise. You've trusted your gut, followed your intuition, and been rewarded with outcomes that seem almost magical. It's as though the universe aligns itself with your energy when you're in tune with your true self. Your decisions aren't always guided by logic. They're guided by something deeper, something far more powerful, your inner knowing. Let's pause and reflect for a moment. Have you ever followed a hunch, even when it didn't make sense, and ended up with results beyond your expectations? Have you experienced moments when everything just clicked and you felt like you were exactly where you needed to be? That's your intuitive power in action. When you live a life based on authenticity and emotional wisdom, you tap into an inner source of guidance that transcends the everyday. This isn't mere coincidence. It's the energy of your aura working in harmony with your intentions and actions. Living a wise, intelligent life doesn't always mean having every step planned out. Sometimes it's about trusting yourself enough to take risks, to move forward without all the answers. Your intuition is a compass that often guides you better than any map ever could. When you trust that inner voice, you align yourself with the flow of life, and in doing so, you allow happiness to unfold naturally. So if you've ever found yourself in a situation where everything just worked because you followed your heart, embrace that power. Your intuitive guidance is a gift, a powerful tool that leads you to your highest potential. Keep listening to that voice within you. It's helping you craft a life of happiness, wisdom, and purpose. Your inner knowing will always lead you to exactly what you need. you find yourself able to forgive easily, and that ability surprises you at times. People who have wronged you don't seem to linger in your heart for long. Instead of carrying grudges, you let go of resentment, often without even realizing it. It's not because you forget, it's because you understand that holding on to anger only weighs you down. You know the power of releasing negativity, and that makes you emotionally free. Let's pause and take a moment to reflect. Have you ever surprised yourself by forgiving someone who hurt you, even when it seemed impossible? Have you ever realized that despite a painful experience, you were able to move on with surprising ease? This is the power of emotional intelligence. You don't let wounds fester. You heal, adapt, and move forward. Your aura radiates emotional strength because you understand that happiness doesn't come from seeking revenge or holding grudges. It comes from the freedom of releasing what no longer serves you. Forgiveness isn't just about letting others off the hook. It's about freeing yourself. When you forgive, you choose peace over pain. Your ability to forgive quickly speaks volumes about your emotional maturity and wisdom. You don't allow toxic emotions to cloud your vision or your happiness. Instead, you clear your path by letting go of what no longer belongs in your life. This ability to forgive also makes you more magnetic. It draws people to you because they sense that you hold no judgment. They feel safe in your presence, knowing that you won't hold their mistakes against them. So if you've found yourself forgiving with ease, celebrate that gift. You are not only living a life full of happiness, you are actively creating emotional freedom for yourself and others. And that freedom is the gateway to lasting joy. You have an undeniable ability to inspire change in others, even when you're not trying. People look at you and feel compelled to improve, to grow, to transform. It's as if your presence alone sparks something within them, a desire to become better versions of themselves. You don't preach or demand change. You live in a way that invites others to elevate themselves alongside you. Take a moment to pause and think. Have you ever been told that you inspire others just by being who you are? Have you noticed how people around you seem to grow or shift when they're in your presence? That's your powerful aura at work. You lead not with words, but with your example. You don't need to lecture or convince anyone of anything. Simply by being true to yourself and living authentically, you show others what's possible. You model growth, wisdom, and the kind of happiness that is contagious. This kind of influence isn't loud or forceful. It's subtle yet profound. People who spend time with you are often motivated to step into their own power, to let go of what no longer serves them, and to embrace a life of purpose and joy. Your energy alone plants seeds for transformation, often without you even knowing it. Living a wise, intelligent, and happy life is about understanding that your impact goes beyond your immediate circle. Your presence ripples out into the world, touching others and inspiring them to reach for more. The change you spark is real, even when you don't see it directly. So the next time someone tells you how much you've inspired them, take a moment to honor it. Your ability to inspire change is a sign of the depth and the power of your presence. By living your truth, you're helping others find theirs, and that is a gift that brings true, lasting happiness. As we reflect on these 13 signs that your aura holds profound power, remember this: your presence is not just an energy you carry, but a beacon for growth, understanding, and transformation. Whether it's through your silence, intuition, or ability to forgive, you have the power to shape the world around you with wisdom and authenticity. Embrace this gift, knowing that it leads to a life filled with happiness, fulfillment, and purpose. Thank you for your time and energy today. May your journey forward be filled with clarity, joy, and continued courage to live your truth. Good luck on your path.